Good afternoon. This is Mr. Ongwan. I'm going to present a lecture on software management. Now, I want to discuss with you lecture 5. Now, under lecture 5, we're going to look at the reports that you expect from the system. Once you enter data, you process it, and you expect to have the result, which is in form of a report. So now, to begin with, we'd like to give a background on what reports are. It is likely that the system will give the user the options of choosing between either a range of standard output reports or of reports that are customized or acceptable or specially designed to suit the particular needs of the project organization. So as we discuss the project reports, we want to see how we can produce customized reports and standard reports. So now the generation of the reports will depend on the program that you're using. For example, if you're using Microsoft Office 2007 and the higher version of that, you expect to see different generations of reports. Basically, not all the systems for project management will give you the same report. So it's up to you to do the needs analysis and see which system will provide the good reports according to your needs. Okay. However, the beginners should be advised to start by using the standard format provided by the system and consider using special reports formats later. So as we learn, okay, we'll see how the system will attend this. So as we start practicing very soon how to produce reports from the systems, we'll begin by looking at the standard reports. Later on, we'll look at the special reports that perhaps will also other features such as bar charts, histogram, and other things. Now, because of that, you need printers or plotters. Because for you to print a network diagram on a bigger page, on a bigger scale, we need devices such as plotters to assist you coming up with complicated reports. But in other normal report, even a printer can just do the work. So now we need to know what we call work to list. What is it? The work to list scheduled resources requirements that can be printed on the day-to-day data. So if you want to schedule reports which need to be printed from time to time, most likely on the daily basis, you need a work to list. It works as a guide, okay, what should be printed at what time at a particular moment. Okay, so cost control data can be linked to the schedules, allowing budget cost curves, cost tables, and other presentations of planned and recorded expenditure be printed. So all that has to be put on the work to list one. When the system, okay, picks up the information from the work to list file, the system can automatically generate reports that can be produced according to the specifications of the organization. Therefore, all these reports can be made available to the users electronically. So if one can actually decide to be sharing these reports electronically, or we can print them because we want to perhaps save cost or to be more efficient as we do the work. Now, for every good report, because the report gives the result of the processing, for every good report, we need to consider these attributes. One of them is filtered. A good report is filtered. What does it mean? Look at that. After big work, okay, has been processed, a network data, enormous amount of data is generated on the computer, which is the fact. So as you use the system, supply it with the information it needs, you find that the system is going to have so much information. Now the question is, should you put all that information on the report? Not really, because not everything that is in the computer should be on the report. In other words, if the report contains everything the system has, it becomes very difficult for the system to actually give what the users want. So when you filter, the reports basically are saying you only put what is important on the report and leave the rest. That is called filter. Hence, the project manager must manage data carefully, ensuring that reports are concise, well presented, and effective for their intended purpose. This is achieved by filtering or editing the project data using one of the following options. So the question is, how do you filter? These guidelines will help you to filter without difficulties. What's the first one? Assigning departmental or other reports codes to all activity records. So you must provide information according to the departmental levels you have and the information they need to get at a particular level. So specify a milestone or key stages. Don't put everything on the report. Specify, put them into categories according to the levels of report is. Reporting on selected resources. Not everything must only report on the selected resources. Then choosing some other activity parameters. So you must choose other activities that can serve as the parameter for what you need to display on the report. Therefore, most programs provide a menu from which filtering options can be selected. So if filtering is carefully and properly designed and managed, each departmental manager can be given a work-to list containing only those tasks which he or she is expected to perform or manage. Yes, this makes the work to be done effectively and efficiently, because the report has to be refreshing as opposed to overwhelming someone. So if it has so much information, the report will overwhelm someone instead of refreshing and direct that person to achieve a particular task. So that's why it has to be filtered to remove the relevant information and don't put relevant information. So all unwanted data should be excluded from the report. Okay. So filtering can also be used to exclude confidential or restricted information. Otherwise, you find yourself in problems. So there are certain things that can be seen by every G manager. Other things has to have only approved eyes to actually look on the particular information. So now if you don't filter the reports, you find that you will also put in confidential matter, making confidential matter public, which is a very wrong case in most of the situations. Right? So after filtering, another thing to think about if you want to produce a very good report which is supposed to clearly tell someone what is being done or what is to be done is sorting. So as the name suggests, sorting basically is putting things in order. Okay, because you cannot put what's supposed to be in the footer, in the details comes under header and vice versa. That is confusion. It has to be well arranged. So the sequence in which data is presented is very, very important. That's what we call sorting. So if you want to achieve the sequence of data presentation, you must be able to sort the information which is going to be given out. So a person responsible for planning would need an activity list sorted according to the activity ID numbers as an aid to checking the input data for errors. So you can sort by ID or you can sort by any specific column. In this way, it is going to help you look specifically for areas you feel that there are issues. Right. So a manager responsible for issuing work to a department needs a report that lists jobs in order of their earliest or scheduled start date. Okay, so a manager would like to know this information. This cannot be seen or attained by sorting a report. The progress credit for purchasing expenditure needs a report that lists jobs or materials deliveries in order of their planned completion. So you can see different personnels, they will need reports to be sorted in a particular manner that is sorting their needs. So that's why sorting is very, very important for design and presentation of reports. All right? So in the old days, the capability of the computer and this peripheral limited reports in black and white, which were written. There was no color. Okay? So it was only text output. You don't find pictures, you don't find any other forms of information presentation. So now, the distinction between the text and the graphic reports is virtually non-existent. All the reports produced can combine graphics, text with easy. So a common example is the design of the activity and the data tabulations and the Gantt chart. So the modern reports, they combine these forms of information display. This is the more reason why the reports need to be filtered. Otherwise, there will be confusion as opposed to letting someone understand what is being conveyed. So this is particularly convenient for users who view reports on the screens. So that's critical, okay? It's critical for the users who are colorblind to understand certain things that are color-coded on the report, okay? So apart from sorting, putting things in order the way they're supposed to appear for someone to understand the flow of logic, you also need to update the report. Such to say that if a report is outdated, you mislead people. Okay, you mislead people. Because reports tells people what has been done, and also it tells people what to be done. So remember, if the report is outdated, people can do things that are not supposed to be done at that particular moment. This is the more reason why reports need to be updated also. Because a change to the project parameter, unexpected increase or decrease in the number of resources available, changed cost rates, or newly imposed target dates can actually affect the report regarding the project. So that's why this has to be updated accordingly. Again, a change in the network logic, this could arise as a result of serious technical problems. Therefore, change of design strategy or change in the project scope as a result of a customer modification, all these, if not properly handled, can cause confusion to the customer or to the end user. So a desire to produce a new schedule that takes into account of the progress made so far is high, because you need to look at all these changes which are being done almost every day, every hour, every second. The system has to be automatically updating the report so that you can give the current information regarding the project you're doing. So data that need to be updated on the schedule. So the following data must be entered for every necessary update. What are these? The time now date. Okay? So the identifying number of all activities which will have been completed since the previous update has to be also updated. And this is what we call the time now date. Okay. So identifying the number of every activity that is in progress or will be started by time now, it has to be correct. Otherwise, it will bring confusion or mislead the people that are carrying out the project on the ground. So methods for reporting the degree of progress achieved by an activity that has been started vary from one system to another. Most systems allow a choice. What do I mean? Usual arrangements allow an estimate of the activity duration remaining after time now. or an estimate of the percentage completion at time, which is very true, right? Very, very true. So then, collecting the data for update is very, very important. Remember, producing the first update schedule involves the planner in learning a few new commands, the tricks, or ways in which to operate the particular system. Okay? So most difficult and the most important aspect of updating schedules of any complex project is a collection of accurate and reliable progress information, which is very, very true. You don't think so? Yes. So if the schedule are valuable to project managers over a network, it is then possible to arrange that they can report progress direct to the system from their own desktop computers. So in case this is a situation where I've got a project which is done on the distributed purpose or system or platform, you find that each individual, when they do something in the system, which we refer to as update, they must quickly update the main file so that the main file can contain information that is affecting the actual. So people, as we actually look at all these things that I've discussed, okay, that is a good report has to be filtered, has to be updated, and has to be sorted. And also, we need to understand that a report is a means of communication to the stakeholders, the sponsors, and whoever is going to benefit from the project that is going to be implemented. So to avoid misleading the people, we must remember that we need to produce a report that is reflecting the output of the project. So people, this is how far we can go today in today's lecture regarding lecture 5, which was talking about the type of reports the project's system is going to produce and how we can benefit from those characteristics of good report that this system will produce. So people, I also invite you once again to pay attention to the next lecture as we move on to lecture 6 in this practical course, which is project software management. So then, what goes up must come down.